Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the shop here at 48 Detailing. Thank you for joining us again. Making a little bit of an off-the-cuff type of video. Just want to kind of talk you guys through the Corvette C8. Now this is a very special vehicle to us. We get a lot of these. On average we have about 2 to 3 of them in the shop on a weekly basis. So I want to kind of go into detail. We're going to be making future videos about the C8, more kind of cinematic, showing you really up-close footage and details of what we go through on these things. But I just want to kind of go over the little things and the intricacies that we know about after doing so many of them when it comes to PPF installations, ceramic coatings, and things of that nature. So let me go ahead and walk you through it real quick, okay? So Mark is actually working on a PPF application for full body over here on this silver C8. Went ahead and got complete coverage on the whole thing, started from the front all the way through to the rear. He's finishing up the spoiler right now. Looking really, really awesome. And I want to show you guys kind of the detail that we go through and the intricacies. So you can see there are no edges to the PPF in the majority of the areas that have been applied. Anywhere that we can extend edges, roll them underneath the panel rather than having them exposed on the top end, we take advantage of. And I would say we're about, without taking off bumpers and pieces of the vehicle, about 80% there when it comes to extending edges and rolling them over so you get a nice clean finish on the vehicle. Now there are areas, where the seams are slightly too tight and the PPF does rub against each other. So to prevent fraying or lifting, we do make a slight cut, or a slight pattern cut, I should say. We don't cut it with a knife because it's just on the pattern naturally, where you will have a slight seam in some areas like this. But you can see we extended it over here, rolled it under so you don't see any PPF. And that's the whole point behind paint protection film, is that it is paint protection film, not paint perfection film. But we do our best to make it aesthetically pleasing as well on the vehicle. So this is turning out really, really good. We are doing a full front, on this C8 over here. And also a light primer polish with Dr. Beaslesy and a 3-year coating application as well. So this is going to look really, really good. Let's say you're in the market to buy a Corvette. Generally speaking, build quality and stuff like that has been pretty good thus far. There has been some slight issues and intricacies after experiencing so many of them. For example, a customer with the convertible top did have some gasket leaking issues, brand new, out of the dealership, so we had to take care of that. We did also experience the plastic and rubber moldings over here on one of the Corvette C8s were not attached, meaning they did not have any type of adhesive underneath. They were just loose and tucked underneath over here. So we did have to get one of those sent back to the dealership for the dual-sided adhesive to get applied to the trim. So that was a weird one. Besides that, paint quality overall has been good. Of course, not really, really good or perfect, but generally speaking, for a vehicle from GM, it's been solid so far. Typically out of the dealership, all the vehicle really needs is a light enhancement or a one-step polish at max. We haven't really experienced a 2-step correction until we got this one in, not on the whole thing, but on this rear spoiler. Let me go ahead and turn the camera around and show you. You can see there's some pretty rough marring, if I can get this camera to focus. There we go. Like something almost dragged across the rear spoiler over here. So that's going to need some heavier correction to get worked on. And then also, we have noticed inconsistencies when it comes to the vinyl stripes on these things. The last vinyl stripe Corvette that we had, the vinyl actually looked really good. A nice gloss, nice shine to it. Look at the texture on this one over here. Like paint vinyl, it looks so just bad. There's no other way to say it. It just looks really, really bad on this one. So inconsistencies when it comes to the vinyl stripes we've noticed as well. And even bubbling on the edges. You can see that right over there on this one. So that's really most of the troublesome areas on the exterior. Some slight paint nibs on some models that we've received, but that is really it for the most part. Besides your regular light marring and scratching from just quick washes and wiping it down on the dealership lot, that's really it. As for interior build quality, we haven't really noticed any issues. Everything has been pretty nice on the inside. I don't have the keys on me right now, but generally speaking, on the interior, it's been really solid. I've been very impressed with the interior build quality, the aesthetics, the materials being used. That's been pretty awesome. Now, regarding other little things that we ran into, engine bay. We have had a Corvette that came in where we were removing trim pieces on the vehicle to go ahead and do PPF application. And there was actually a couple of bolts and nuts unscrewed or loosened in the engine bay. I don't know if it just hasn't been done out of the manufacturer. Maybe they got loose while driving the vehicle during a test ride or something like that. But we notified the customer, we tightened them down for the customer. But that could have been a big no-no, boo-boo on Corvette's end if something really did get loose pretty bad, parts started falling off while driving, take it from there. And as we speak about defects, I see a little body imperfection in the front bumper right there. You see that divot? Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that little texture difference in the divot right there. Oh, talking about that too. So there's a little defect on the bumper that's in the fiberglass / plastic. Not much that we can do about that. But texture-wise, when it comes to orange peel, it's okay. Not the worst. We're seeing a lot worse. Obviously, manufacturers put orange peel in the paint purposely because if you have perfectly leveled paint, like the show cars that you see at SEMA or the Riddler events and stuff like that, if you have perfectly leveled paint, the lightest of scratches will stick out like a sore thumb on perfectly leveled paint. That's why it's so difficult to get those vehicles perfect, because after you sand down with a 800 and work your way up to a 3000, 3500 grit sandpaper, polish it out, it becomes so difficult to finish it off because everything stands out. It has to be damn near perfect, or as close to perfect as possible with perfectly leveled paint. So that's why orange peel is so important. You want to make sure you have orange peel on your paint, because then you're going to see everything if you don't. The texture actually hides and diffuses a lot of the scratches and swirls in your paint. So it's honestly a good thing, not a bad thing. Obviously, it diminishes a bit of shine and gloss, but honestly, manufacturers think it's preferable to have the orange peel, and we agree as well, because then you'd be just chasing your tail trying to find, or remove, I should say, every single scratch, swirl, and defect on your paint. But generally speaking, texture, solid, average, good. I won't say it's bad in any way, completely normal. Paint quality has been pretty good as well for the most part. It's not very hard, it's not very soft, it's right in between. The only really soft one, of course, is the jet black paint that we had actually just a few weeks ago. We did a full matte PPF application on it because the customer didn't want to deal with swirls and everything like that, because we all know that jet black paint on GM products are some of the worst paint systems on the market today. Scratch like crazy, mar like crazy, can restore them and they'll still look like crap a year later, so there's not really much you can do. So if you do have a jet black vehicle from GM, PPF that thing. Let's get it over with so you don't have to worry about it anymore. What do you think, Mark? What am I missing? Huh? You work on these things all the time.
High impact areas.
High impact areas? You want to walk them through on high impact areas?
High impact areas, that would be most likely the lower rockers.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see, it's better to get the door also, because the lower rocker protection is just this, and you have this big piece of door.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say lower rocker and the door itself.
And the door itself, and that we recommend to add the boomerang as well in there.
Yes.
This bad boy, because you're grabbing onto it, pretty high impact over there as well. And this area over here sucks in a lot of debris because of the air intake for the engine, so we recommend getting that as well. Yeah, and we can show you guys how that looks. So Mark has done the complete lower rocker over here, plus the door and the boomerang, and you can see, you cannot see where that PPF has been applied. Looking very, very clean on the edges. Fender is completely wrapped. And the process doesn't stop with just the application, the results, guys. We want to make sure we take care of you even before you schedule an appointment and everything after as well. So the process of educating you and making sure you know what you're getting and receiving for your vehicle is very important for us. So let me show you what I mean by that. Go ahead and pull up our website, 48 Detailing. And right over here, guys, by the way, second highest rated automotive detailing shop in the state of Arizona. Nice job, team. Really proud of that. When you click our website, we have a dedicated Corvette protection page right over here on the top right. You pull this up on your mobile device too, and it goes over all the nitty-gritty details on Corvette protection for the film. You got your standard, you got your full front, you got your full vehicle. When you walk in, or when you pull up this website, I should say, you see exactly the areas of coverage you're getting on your C8. We have exact price points for the Corvette C8 on our most popular packages available for them. So there's no question about what you're receiving, how much it's going to be. So when you call us, it's really about the nitty-gritty details and about exactly what you're looking for, not the standard stuff that you should already know or that we want you to know. This is stuff that, a lot of other companies, they hold back on. They don't want to give you their price points. They don't want to give you this and that. And there's no reason not to. This is stuff that you should know. It's your car. It's your money. We want to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting and how much it's going to be at the end of the day. We're very transparent with that. Areas of coverage. We even have videos showing you video examples of application of film and the products that we use and all that good stuff on YouTube. So that's what's really important to us, is making sure that you know what you're getting. Even coatings. We have dedicated coatings from Modesta for our Corvettes, and all have price points available as well. And then even our window tinting services are listed here from Steck, recommended by the Cancer Foundation, the best film on the market, some of the highest rated IR and UV protection when it comes to window tinting. And then from there, simple as just plugging in your name and information and requesting an estimate. You typically receive it same day, very quickly, and we get back to you with a phone call if you are interested in scheduling or you have any questions. So this is how detailed we get when it comes to Corvettes, guys. And even during the consultation and everything afterwards, we make sure we follow up with you. We know all the intricate areas of these vehicles, and we want to make sure that if you're taking a vehicle to someplace, that they know too, okay? There are a lot of amazing shops out there, guys. We're not the only one. So this video is really dedicated just to make sure that you watch out for specific things. Like, here's another piece of advice, right? If you are doing a full body on a Corvette C8 and you have the coupe variant, so not the convertible top, you need a 72-inch roll to cover the rear hatch of that area. So that's something you could ask your future installer if you are looking to get these services done is, are you using a 72-inch roll to cover the rear hatch of the C8? If they say no, sadly they're wrong. Because if you use a 60 on the rear hatch, you have to stretch it so much, it actually deforms the material, leaves adhesive stretch and marks, and also stretches that film so thin it's not going to be providing you the proper protection, or the adequate protection is the word that I'm looking for, right? So it's like little intricacies like that we know about, that you can go ahead and ask your future installer if you are looking to get services like this done, to make sure it's the right fit for you. Because if you have a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 car, which these Corvettes are going for nowadays and even more at times, you want to make sure the place that you're going to understands, knows what they're doing when it comes to application, when it comes to paint restoration, and when it comes to coating application as well. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something new regarding Corvette C8s and Corvettes in general. Like I said, if you are a Corvette owner, make sure to reach out to us. We have so many friends and family that own these types of vehicles, so we love working on them. We have our specialized packaging and products dedicated for these Corvettes. So what you're getting is going to be the best of the best for your vehicle at the end of the day. Always here to support. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Reach out to us if you need anything.